What's happening, guys? Hope you're all doing well. This isn't like a typical Wingrove family video that's like kind of ultra positive or funny or there's loads of banter. This is more of a video just to give you an insight to a situation that's happened with me, and I feel like it's really important to let you guys know what I went through when I was on holiday in Mykonos, because on social media you don't really see the downsides to people's lives. It's just like the highlight reel, the good stuff, the fun stuff. Now we get loads of comments from people saying like, oh, you have the best family, you're so fun. We have loads of fun, we've got a great family, but we're normal. There's times where we do argue, there's times where we are sad, we're not happy, we have our challenges, and that's like any family, you know. I think that if you think social media, people's lives on social media are perfect and that's what you're striving to be, it's not possible. Perfect isn't possible. So the story that I'm about to tell you shows a reflection of how you guys saw the Mykonos videos, but you didn't see a situation that happened in the middle of the holiday that I didn't want to document because it wasn't ultra positive, it wasn't funny. But having thought about it since then, I realised that you guys need to know because it can save someone's life. And that's important. What I went through, you guys might be in that position one day, and if you can just take one bit of advice from this, it could help save lives. So that's why I'm going to tell this story now. Sorry guys, the SD card was full, the camera shut down, so I've had to start again. I didn't want this to have any cuts, by the way, just straight through, just to tell you what happened, and that's basically it. By the way, this video here isn't like a weekly upload. This is just a video to tell you guys my story. I'm going to be uploading tomorrow. There's a great video tomorrow morning going live, so stay tuned for that. But just hear me out on this one because it's important. So when we were in Mykonos, the winds were like 40 to 50 miles per hour. So bad that we couldn't stay in the villa that we paid a lot of money for. We had to find pockets of beaches that were protected by the wind and that were like, yeah, less windy basically. So we managed to find a few. It was still windy down there, but not so windy. Anyway, one day we went down to a beach. We got a new football. I was kicking the football in and skimming it, and then the kids were saving it, and then Roman would kick the ball in, skim it off the sea. I don't know if you guys have done that before, but it's like really fun. So you kick the ball at the sea, and the ball just skims up, and then the keeper saves it. So anyway, Emily, who's a really strong swimmer, we put her into swimming club. She goes swimming 3 times a week, swims for an hour continuously, 3 times a week. She's great at swimming. She's in the water, and it's not deep at all, don't get me wrong, it's not deep. I skim the ball, it goes past her by about 12 foot, okay? I'm like, Ams, go swim and get it. She starts swimming. Now the ball's floating out as fast as she can swim because of the wind, and it's not even bad in the cove. Once you get out of the cove, it gets a lot worse. So she starts to swim, and she's not getting close to it, and she stops, looks at me, she goes a bit further, and I'm thinking, the ball's actually travelling faster than what she is. And then now I'm thinking, she's actually quite far out now. I'm a bit worried about this. So I decide to jump in, swim after her, just to support her when she's out there, to let her know she's not alone. So how I swim out there is with not the technique that Emily swims. She knows how to breathe underwater. So I just put my head down, fast as I can, swim, head up. She's still probably about 20 meters away from me. So fast as I can, get out to her. When I get out to her, I realise that I've exerted pretty much all my energy. I'm struggling to catch my breath, and I'm knackered. I turn around, and we are so far away from the shore, it's crazy. Not only are we so far away, also the waves has picked up because we've gone past the cove bit of the beach. So now the wind's strong, the waves are blowing like splashing water in our face, and we're really far out. The ball's gone. The ball's gone into the middle of the ocean, it's gone. Can't even see it. So I'm like, Ams, we've got to make our way back now. Let's start swimming back. So I thought to myself, okay, right, I'm absolutely knackered. I can't even imagine swimming back, but if I just go slowly, stay calm, I'll be all right. So Emily's doing the breaststroke. She's swimming. I'm laying on my back, just trying to go backwards like this. So I'm kicking my legs and going backwards, trying to get as much oxygen into my body as I can. So about 2 minutes continuous of swimming, okay, so we're doing that for 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. I think, right, let's see where I am. I turn round to look at the shore where the beach is, and where Kate was. I haven't moved. I am literally, because the wind is so strong, I'm literally like doggy paddling, even though I was pushing myself to go back. So I'm like, where do I go from here? What happens next? I feel so fatigued that I don't physically see it possible me getting back to the beach, and I'm starting to panic now. But I can't panic because Amelie's there, and Amelie's a strong swimmer, and I know that she's not panicking now, and I need her to stay calm. So I know if I scream for help now, Amelie will start panicking, and we're a long way out. So if I panic, she panics, it's dangerous. I'm swallowing C now, and I'm being sick a little bit, burping up sick, where I'm sort of like trying to get my air and water's blowing in my mouth and it's disgusting. So I'm in a position where I feel like I need help. I can't call for help because I feel like Amelie will start to panic. She's saying she's tired, but still swimming. And I'm like, Ams, we've got this, come on, we've got to just keep swimming. So we go back for another 3-4 minutes worth of swimming. And it's at this point that I realise that I don't think I'm ready to go under the water. Like literally, I'm so fatigued, I'm so out of breath, I can't physically go on. And I was there with Emily, and I just had to shout out help as loud as I could. So like the whole beach kind of like took notice. Someone in the sea shouting out for help far out there, and I was like, help! And then everyone looked, but didn't really. No one reacted that bad. Like Kate jumped up and was like, "Is he okay? Is he okay? What's happening?" And I shouted out help again as loud as I could. And then like a few people on the beach, the lifeguard's really far down on the beach, so he hasn't heard that. It's just people around us. So I thought, I've got to call for help here, because any minute now I'm going to go under, and I feel like once I go under, it's just a matter of time before people can actually physically get to me. And the fear, I can't even tell you guys, the fear that went through my mind of drowning, of Amelie being out there, it's something that it's traumatizing. Water now for me is traumatizing. Like swimming in deep water, I had it when I went back to the villa 3 days after when I jumped in the pool, the fright of it. It's proper trauma. It's like I've never been that scared, that worried, that frightened in my life. I felt like this is it. I'm actually going to die of drowning. I'm going to die of drowning because I can't see myself making it there, and I can't see anyone getting out to me in time to save me from swallowing enough water. And then thinking about Amelie next to me, what's she going to do? And even thinking of it now, it makes my stomach churn, it makes me feel sick, it's just crazy. So everyone's got the attention that I need help, okay? And I'm like, just big, wait, I'm like, let me see if I can just get back to this. We were probably like 10 meters away from where, you know when you got the deep blue sea and then you go into turquoise, 10 meters away from the turquoise, and the waves wasn't as strong, but I just didn't know if I could even get there. So I had to call for help, and I kind of like basically got to a point where I bobbled under the water to get some air, and then finally made it to a point where I can get my feet on the floor, just jumping up and down and getting air. I got off the beach and I was shaking. It's only gone and happened again. The other SD card, considering they're 64 gigs, yeah, 64 gigs, I've got to really work on transferring this footage to a hard drive that's on these cards. But anyway, the point was I managed to get off the beach. I was shaking, I was physically and emotionally shattered. Amelie went and lied down straight away, was like, oh, I feel so dizzy. Even though she's a great swimmer, she felt dizzy. I was sick, violently sick, coming off the beach. And I remember being in the car on the way back and just being like in a trance, traumatized. I was going through trauma, and I was scared. I was so scared, and I didn't know. I don't know if you guys have ever had trauma before, but it's like you're in a state of shock, and I was just staring into thin air. Got back to the villa, was having panic attacks, was crying, and this went on for like 3 days of my holiday. I felt just traumatized, totally and utterly traumatized, to the point where I didn't know it's possible for someone to be that scared or go through that kind of feeling. It was horrible, guys. And my point is, you guys would never have known that if I didn't tell you the story. And obviously, I want our videos to be as positive and as fun as possible. And I love it. I love your comments. You see, I reply to almost every single comment because I love it. I love hearing from you guys. I love the positivity that we're creating around this family and the community. And all I want to do is keep that going, you know, keep the happy times coming. People saying, oh, your family have got us through lockdown. You've got us through lockdown. You've given us a purpose to start filming, to have fun, to do stuff that we just love doing and document it to you guys. So it's ultra positive. But with this one, at the time I was like, I'm not ready to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And I don't know whether I should be telling you guys that, I don't even know if you guys can understand like how scared or traumatized or close to death I felt I was. Which is why it's hard telling you, because unless you're in that position, you'll never understand it, I don't think. So it's like, you're probably thinking, oh yeah, he almost drowned, didn't drown, come back and he's alright, get over it. There's so many more moving parts to it than that, with you, what goes on in your brain. Physically, for 3 days, I couldn't lift my shoulder up because it was just too painful, where I'd exerted every single last bit of strength I could possibly get out to get back to that beach. And it was, yeah, it was super scary, guys. So yeah, back to my point was, I'm gonna leave a link in the description that is basically a video showing you guys what you should do if you get into trouble at sea. Something I didn't do, something I should have done. When you're in the moment, you don't think about it, and I'm just thinking now, if I tell you guys and you follow the correct procedures, if you are in there, it can save your life. It really can. Excuse me, it really can. So they say when you're in sea and you're stuck in a tide or something, don't fight against it and don't panic. It's pretty much what I'd done. It wasn't so much the tide, it was the wind pushing us back and the waves. But it's something that if you don't panic, you start working on your breathing. Your breathing's normal. Breathing's a massive thing underwater. So don't panic and float. Just float. Don't try and get from A to B. Don't start panicking that you've got to swim far. Just float and wait for help to come and find you, because that is the difference. Now, I've seen these adverts before and I always thought, yeah, I'm a good swimmer. I'm actually an alright swimmer. I'm never going to get in trouble. It's crazy how quickly you can go from you're safe, you feel like you're safe, you're bang in trouble and your life's at risk. So listen guys, don't underestimate this. When you're in the sea playing, on holiday, wherever you may be, don't estimate how dangerous water actually is, no matter how good of a swimmer you are. So I'm going to put a link in the description below. You guys should watch that on what to do if you ever get stuck in a sticky situation in the water, in sea. And please remember it. For me, please remember it, because I don't want you to go through what I went through, or even worse. So have a look at the link. I'll copy the description, I'll put it down there, so it's wrote down as well in the description so you can see that. And lastly, let me just finish up by saying, listen, if you got this far in the video, thanks for watching it, because it's something that means a lot to me, that I went through, and I'm glad you've stayed this far for me to share the whole story with you. And the last thing I just want to say is, this is a prime example about how people see other people's lives on Instagram and think they live the perfect life. I never told you about this situation, the most frightening situation, excuse me, the most frightening situation of my life. I never told you about that. I told you about my journey to Mykonos. I told you when we was at the beach for the first couple of days. I showed you swimming Olympics. I showed you the football match against FC Mykonos that I love doing. All the fun stuff that you should want to see. Doesn't mean everything's perfect. So guys, don't ever feel like your life is don't ever feel like your life is worse than anybody else's. Everyone's going through their struggles. Everyone has problems. But the people you follow on Instagram don't necessarily share their problems. So, stay positive. Bear that in mind, because I know a lot of people, they kind of wish they were in other people's shoes and living their lives and trying to imitate what they're doing. Don't worry about that, guys. It doesn't mean a single thing. Instagram's a highlight reel. It's great. Yeah, you can see all the perfect things we've got going in our lives. It doesn't tell you the full story. I feel like it's important for me to tell you this. I know I'm lucky. I know I'm blessed. I live a great life. This was a very traumatizing experience that I went through. And let's hope if we all got something from it, it's that don't take the sea for granted and learn how to deal with being in the sea when you're under pressure. Okay guys, listen, I love you loads. I'm going to be uploading tomorrow. There's going to be a video. It's a hide and seek video. It's crazy. You're going to love it, guys. Yeah, and thanks for all your support. It means the world. Shabuka.